So we move to chapter 5 about the online security and payment systems. You realistic several payment system, which is backbone in the e-commerce. Without them, we just pay by cards, COD. But now we can use many apps, especially Momos and credit card transaction. So how to achieve the good security in e-commerce? Firstly, we should apply the new technologies, with the development of the new tools. So we have to adapt to the new situation with the appropriate technology to handle this. And must have the policy and procedure. Why? The procedures here, because sometimes the errors is are from the human, not just about the system. So the employee must join, must follow the guidelines or the procedure. Like how to handle, where you should click to the mail or not. Yeah. Or follow some of the security procedure like log in, log off the PC before leaving, something like that. So the procedure is also very important, not just about the system or technology. And we must follow the government laws, which information we should share on social networks, for example. Yeah. And the standard. So we must follow the laws from the government. And the other factors related as well. Okay, maybe there's some of the potential loss, or maybe some of the weak points online. So like you should live far away from the unknown calls or unknown websites or emails. Maybe that's the spam email. So the main purpose to protect is about the data, right? They will hack to your account to get your personal information or the transaction accounts, right? To get the money. So the data is very, very important. We use technology, organizational procedures, and the laws from the government to protect the data. This table is very important. They show that the 6 dimensions of the cybersecurity. The first dimension is the integrity. It means that to ensure the integrity, make sure that the data transfer on the internet is whether they be authored or not. Okay, so is it a valid data to receive and to trust? So the integrity is very important. The next one is a non-repudiation. So can the customer deny ordering the products, especially the high value products? So sometimes we should have the confirmation to make sure that they could not deny their book. For example, you book to buy some of the valuable products, and after that you say, no, I didn't book. So what's happened then? So it should we could not deny the ordering products. The third one about the authenticity. Authenticity is about just very simple, to show the real identity of the customer. So answer the question, who are you? Okay, so we should have to be sure that that's the entity who is claimed to be. So about the authenticity. And about the confidentiality. So the information should be, this is very simple, right? Should be confidential. The secret should be kept. So the um, we can answer the question: can someone or the other that can intend to read my message? So some of the information just for those people, or another one is for another people. Like some of the trade the secrets, we could not share to the competitors. So sometimes on the documents they will stamp it confidential. All right, and how we keep the confidential documents online. That's the big issue. The next one about the privacy. Can I control the information about myself? All right, and we should prevent the personal data collected the part of e-commerce transaction. Um, Usually, it's a really super hard task, because nowadays we're using several apps, and maybe they will ask you the permission to access to your maybe your libraries, your photos, right, or your contact links, etc. And of course, when you would like to use those apps, you just say yes, I agree. And about the cookies as well, they can track your historical tasks online, historical activities online. So that's about the privacy. So we should be care about. And about the availability, just simply can access to the website. It means that we should make sure that the website is available online. It's not crash, right? It's operation. Okay, so it's about the five major dimensions of the e-commerce security. There are three key points of vulnerabilities. We learned about the client server model already, right? So about the client, clients are just the um, simply our personal devices such as phones and laptops, iPads, etc. And the server host will store the data. And to connect them, we have the communications pipeline, which is the internet connection or Wi-Fi connection, etc., with some of the access points. So maybe the hacker will attack to the client, or attack to the server, or the communications pipeline. You see the typical e-commerce transaction from the online CD store and the orders, and there's the CD warehouse that will deliver to KD. Okay, and then between KD's banks and the CD store will be make the transaction online. So the question is, where are the vulnerable points in e-commerce environment? Okay, so you can see here, you see the little letter over here. Maybe they can tap in the line over here. They can access the information online from KD to the SISP, which is the internet service provider. Okay, and they can tap the line here. A. B. They can sniff at SIP. They can attack directly to SIP here. C. Breaking into store database. They will attack directly to the server store. Those are the database. Okay. And D, maybe they can attack here. So there's several ways. In E, they can attack directly to the internet backbone. Okay, so you can see that there's several points which are vulnerable, which are the weak points, easy to be attacked. There's several threats over here. You just listed as well, right? We have the virus, we have the Trojan horses, which is mimic like the okay, I am the safe software or apps you just install me, and actually this is the virus. And some of the bots, which are the little programs, which can be affected to our system. And other some unwanted ads or spyware, etc., The phishing attack is just deceptive online. They can attempt, for example, they pretend to another person on Facebook, they pretend to another email scams, etc. for the phishing. And when you click on the phishing email, so maybe you lost your information. So be very careful when you enter the personal information to those forms or websites. And about the hacking and the crackers, the hackers will try to attack, right? And the cracker, they try to crack the software, can maybe the series numbers of the software to access the software. And maybe the credit card fraud and threat as well online. Maybe they can use your credit card to get your money. So be very careful when using those the credit card online. Spamming is also spoofing the website, and they can redirect to the other web with a fake website as well. And denial of service is we call that the DOS attack or DDoS attack. Try to use multiple computers to send the request to get the website getting crashed. Okay, it's because they could not handle so many requests like that. And sniffing is just a program that can monitor the information traveled to the network. So maybe they can get your password here. You can, so it catch your package online. So how to solve those? We can use the encryption, of course. You know, even though the hackers they grab your information, but the encryption is mean that it transforms to another form. We call that the cipher text, which could not be understood. So we use encryption with the Ssls protocol, just a simple protocol. So you can see that some of the website they have the secure socket layer, which is just simply they will encrypt the data when the user input the information to the website, so they can be encrypted. And they can use some firewalls as well. So that is an encryption I just mentioned about. Transfer the data into the ciphertext. Okay, ciphertext, when the hackers read the ciphertext, they could not understand. Just can be readable by the sender and receiver. So how to encrypt the data? We have two ways here. Okay, the first one is about the symmetric key encryption. This is a simple one. It means that the sender and the user, receiver, use the same digital key to encrypt and to decrypt the message. You know, it's similar to your room. You use one key to lock your room, right? And you use another one, get the key, and they use that key to open the room. Okay, so they call that the encrypt and decrypt the message with one key. So with just only one key, we call that the symmetric key. Okay. So you can see that maybe they use this is just a name of the encryption algorithms. The second one is more complicated. You know, if you use one key, maybe the hacker can get that key, right? Because you have to send the key to the receiver as well. So they have another solution, more sophisticated and interesting. They use two keys. We call that the public key encryption. So they have two keys. The first key is about the public key. The second key is about the private key. Public key is like its name. Everyone can get the key. Okay, you got everyone. Okay, this is the public key of John, so anyone can know. And the private key is just only John keep by himself, no share to everyone. So this is the how can we encrypt with the public key. You know, this is very interesting here. For example, the sender. This is the sender A. A and recipient B, right? Now we would like to encrypt with the public key. Okay, so now A will get the public key from B, and B also got the public key from A. Okay, now I will encrypt the message A with B public key. Let's say B public key here. Okay, and then this will become like this, and then send to B. And how to decrypt? This is interesting. In they will decrypt with the recipient private key. Okay, so this is the private key. This is the we call that the public B, and this is the private B. And with the private B, with the public B over here, so they can decrypt. Okay, again, we will encrypt with the public key from B, who is recipient, and we will decrypt with the private key of B. That's it, quite simple. And you can see that it's now is more sophisticated and more secure. Okay. So in public key encryption, we use the hash function. It's just the algorithm to produce a set of numbers. We call it the hash digits. And the hash is sent to the recipient along with the message to verify the integrity. So we just talk about the encryption to ensure that no one can read the message. But now it's another story. We want to talk about the authentication. So we talk about the digital signature. Okay, there's two stories here. So we just finished about the encryption here, and now we move to the authentication. How to authenticate? For example, I send you an email, right? So I should sign my name. So the same online, we have the digital signature for authenticity over here. So the public key with the digital signature will be like this. This is another story again. Now we don't want. It's not about the encryption. It's just about to verify. Is it the sender A or not? Okay. So this is the process. A will send the message and use hash function to get the set of numbers, and they can create they will put the B public key here. Okay, B public key B here, and they will put the sender private key. It means that the private key of A to sign. You know, you want to encrypt, you use public key B, but you want to sign, you use private key of A. Okay, very simple. And then they sign to this one, and to the B now B got the public key of A, right? Because it's a public. So the public key of A here, and then they can verify that with the public key of A and private key of A, they can verify that, okay, this is the message from A. So that's about the digital signature. Okay, so you can see that there are two stories over here. If you want to encrypt, you use the public key of the recipient. If you want to sign, you use the private key of the sender. That's it, very simple. Okay. And for those we call that the public key infrastructure, and they use the signature inside, they use the digital certificate to put the name of the company, the public key of the company, etc., or the information of the digital certificate here. And the CA, the certificate is issued by the CA, is a certificate authority who can issue the digital certificate to all of the parties. Okay. So you can see that the CA here, certification authorities, they can issue the certificate receipt with all of the information here, like series number, version, issue name, signature, etc., to make sure that. However, there's some of the limitations of the encryption solutions. It could not protect the storage of private key. So the private key, maybe they can be stolen, maybe they be stolen. So no guarantee to verify the computers is secure. In e-commerce, this is very important and related to us. In e-commerce, usually we use the Ssls Protocol. So you can see that sometimes you start the website and you can see that there's a lock symbol next to the address, right? And the HTTPS, so it's connected. It means that already set the SSL to encrypt the information input online. Or maybe you can set the VPN and allow the remote users to securely access to internet network using we call that the PPTP, point-to-point tunneling protocol, so it will be safer. To ensure the e-commerce security, we must have the plan like this. We have the plan. Firstly, we should perform a risk assessment. Okay, is there any potential risk affected to our business? And then we should develop this security policy, the regulations we should follow by all of the employees and customers. And then we will develop a plan. Then we can create a security organization and we will perform the security audit. All right, so that's about the security, and those are the questions for you.